Ready Player One focuses on Wade Watts. Wade Watts lives in Ohio in 2045. The world is consumed by this video game virtual reality called The Oasis, created by James Halliday, played by Mark Rylance, and he has left Easter eggs in the game. And the first person to find the 3 keys gets the Easter egg and gets to rule all of the Oasis. Yet there's this corporate asshole, played by Ben Mendelsohn, who wants to get it for himself. Ready Player One, it's so satisfying. This is my favorite movie of the year. And, I mean, it just feels like classic Spielberg. It feels so great to see Steven Spielberg directing an action film again. Not only an action film, but a sci-fi film. If you're aware of Steven Spielberg's earlier filmography, a lot of his movies relied heavily on sci-fi. He was a big sci-fi director back in the day. Close Encounters of the Third Kind, E.T., just to name a few. Steven Spielberg is my favorite director. Do I think he's the best? No. But do I think he's the most consistent? Yes. I don't think Steven Spielberg has made a bad movie. I mean, people will probably say Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I don't necessarily think it's awful. It's definitely not that great. But Ready Player One just takes everything I know from Spielberg, puts it into a movie, and it just blew my mind. This video game world. To me, this is what Sucker Punch was trying to do, but failed. This is the ultimate video game movie, and there's a lot of pop culture references in this movie. I had a blast. Just picking them apart is fun enough. Even if you don't like the movie, that's just fun enough. All the pop culture references. I mean, Steven Spielberg got the rights to, like, everything and just put them in here. He's like, oh yeah, I'll get the rights to that. Let's just get everything. Just throw it all in. And I was like, dude, you're the man. There are some references you go by, they miss it. It's fine. It's really hard to pick apart every pop culture reference. There is one in the middle of this movie, and it has to do with finding one of those keys. It's a scene from a horror movie. And I was just like, holy shit, we're here right now. It was so satisfying and fulfilling and just put a smile on my face, while yet being really funny. It wasn't a scene that was necessarily staged for humor. It was just what happened throughout the scene. How the scene unfolded was what was funny. And it was just everything in this movie just put a big smile on my face. The action sequences, helmed by Spielberg, they're all done to a T. Something he hasn't done in a while, and I'm glad he got back to doing that. He knows how to craft and stage these action sequences. The racing, I mean, we saw it in the trailer, that's really fun. The ending is really fun. It's just, this movie is just fun, you know? It's just one of those that brings out the inner child and the nostalgia in you. And you can't help but just smile all throughout the movie. This is definitely one of my favorite movies I've seen this year. It's, like I said, it's my favorite movie this year. It's definitely my favorite movie so far this year. A lot of people probably aren't going to agree, because it is a lot different from the book, from what I've heard. I haven't read the book, but it is a lot different from the book. So I'm kind of curious as to how people who read the book are going to receive this movie, and for those that haven't read the book, how they're going to receive this movie. So far, it seems like it's really good. Now, the big issue that I've seen with this movie is that it doesn't spend enough time in the real world and spends more time in the video game world. Well, I mean, when it comes to a movie like this, I would expect you to spend more time in the video game world than the real world, because that's the more interesting world. I mean, these people wouldn't be immersed in a world like that if it weren't for something awful going on in the real world. Like, that's why we watch film and TV and we play video games. It's to escape from certain aspects of life that we don't like. That's why we get so immersed in everything we watch and what we play. The movie just immerses you into its world. It sucks you in right away, and there's no getting out. But the best part about that is you feel like you're a part of this world and you don't want to leave. You don't want the movie to end. It's 2 hours and 20 minutes. Doesn't feel like it. I can say that right now. It just goes by so quick, and there's so much fun, excitement, and entertaining to be had in this movie. One thing, it's not really a fault of mine that I found in the movie. It's something people could probably nitpick on, and it's the romance between Samantha and Wade. It's just a couple scenes, and it's like, I love you. I'm like, I don't really buy that, but, I mean, I'm not here, for a movie like this, I'm not here to watch character development or story, which it really had a great story. It actually really immersed me into its story, and its world, obviously. But, like, I'm not here for a movie like this to be immersed in character development. I just want the video game world, and that's what I got. That's what a movie like this should do. So I can look past that aspect, you know? Ready Player One is definitely the most fun I have ever had at a movie theater for quite some time. Close to 10 years, I would probably say. It's been a while since I've had this much fun at a theater. I cannot believe how much fun I had. This movie surpassed my expectations. I am going to give Ready Player One an A+. Definitely check this one out if you're a big fan of pop culture, if you like nostalgia. There's a lot of it in there. And you'll understand that scene I was talking about with the second key. You'll know what movie I'm talking about when you see the movie. It's brilliant. The more I think about Ready Player One, I love it. Guys, thank you for watching my review of Ready Player One. You guys are the best. I will leave all my links to my social media accounts in the description below. My name is Alex Madden, a certified G and a bona fide stud.